Enrolling in brand registry is simple and painless only if you follow 5 specific steps in the proper order. And right now, Amazon is offering $50,000 worth of savings for new sellers that enroll in Amazon Brand Registry, and I'm going to show you how. But why would you even want to enroll in Brand Registry? Well, like I said, you can save up to $50,000 right now, but besides that, the biggest and probably the single most important benefit of Brand Registry is that it gives you brand protection. That means it prevents other sellers from infringing on your intellectual property and stealing your sales. In fact, Brand Registry stops 99% of those bad sellers. That means you have an active defense against hijackers and counterfeiters. And there's tons more benefits than that, and I'll tell you more about them later on in the video. Okay, so head on over to brandservices.amazon.com and click on Get Started. Now, as you can see, it says you can get started in 3 steps, and although getting enrolled in Brand Registry is an extremely simple process, there are some prerequisites in order for you to begin your application. So as you can see here, in order to enroll in Brand Registry, you need to have these eligibility requirements. First, it says here that your brand must have an active registered trademark in each country where you wish to enroll or have a pending trademark application. So what that means is before you can enroll in Brand Registry, you have to first register for a trademark. And that's why I said that you need to do these 5 steps in a specific order, and I'll jump to step 1 in a second. Now, although your trademark application doesn't have to be active, you can enroll in Brand Registry if your application is still pending. That's a huge benefit because in the past, in order to enroll in Brand Registry, you had to wait until your trademark was approved and active, which can take 6 to 8 months or longer. However, now, once you've applied for your trademark and you get your application number, you can enroll in Brand Registry right away. So the first step you need to do is sign up as a seller on Amazon and get yourself a verified Amazon professional seller account. Getting a verified account isn't a simple process to navigate, and a lot of beginners end up getting stuck or the application denied. So if you want to get your seller account verified as easily and quickly as possible, I have a detailed video that goes over how to do this, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Okay, once you have a verified professional seller account, step number 2 is you need to create a new product listing, and you need to pay very close attention here. You cannot create a new product listing where the brand is listed as generic. You must create it using your brand. But in order to do that, step number 3 is you need to get brand approval. Again, this is a very important step that you must do first. Brand approval is a completely separate step than enrolling in Brand Registry, and there are specific guidelines that Amazon has that you need to follow in order to get brand approval. So again, to learn how to properly complete step 2 and step 3 and get your brand approved, I'll leave a link to a detailed video in the description below. Now, before moving on to step 4 and 5, where I'll show you exactly how to enroll in Brand Registry, you might be thinking to yourself that all of this sounds extremely complicated. Why would you go to all this time and effort just to enroll in Brand Registry? Well, let me take a minute to explain to you the benefits and importance of Brand Registry. As I said earlier, the biggest and probably the single most important benefit of Brand Registry is that it gives you brand protection. This is going to help you stop 99% of hijackers and counterfeiters who can completely destroy your sales. And not only that, brand registered sellers get access to A+ content. A+ content allows you to create detailed, information-rich, and themed product listings. For example, as you can see here, sellers that aren't enrolled in Brand Registry have low-quality, boring product descriptions. However, once enrolled in Brand Registry with A+ content, you can create beautifully themed product descriptions like you can see here. You can include header images, infographics, more product details, and even product comparisons to promote your other products. In fact, by having A+ content, you can increase your conversion rate by as much as 3 to 5%. Now, if that's not enough, Brand Registry also has a huge host of other benefits. As a brand registered seller, you can get access to new seller incentives. So check this out. Get started with $50,000 in incentives. Get 10% back on your branded sales. That means you'll get 10% back on your first $50,000 in branded sales, then 5% back through your first year until you reach $1 million. That's a massive savings. Basically, you're cutting down your Amazon fees that you would normally have to pay, which is around 15%, down to 5%. You also get $200 in credits for Amazon Vine. That makes enrolling your product in Vine to get your first 30 reviews absolutely free. That's a huge advantage since reviews play such a huge role in giving your product social proof and increasing your sales. You also get a bunch of discounts and rebates, as you can see here. But it doesn't end there. Two additional massive benefits you get is a $400 credit that you can apply to your FBA inbound placement service fee. Now, this is a new fee that Amazon has added whenever you're shipping your inventory to Amazon's warehouse when you're doing FBA. So that's a huge savings. And the second massive benefit is you get a brand referral bonus. That means if you drive traffic from outside of Amazon, Amazon will reduce your referral fee by 10%. They're offering you this huge discount because you did all of the work to make the sale. Amazon didn't have to do anything to put your product in front of the buyer. That's another massive savings, again dropping the referral fee from 15% down to 5%. You also get access to branded PPC advertising avenues. So in addition to running sponsored product ads, you can also run sponsored branded ads. These are the ads that you can see at the very top of the search results where you can showcase your brand and multiple products. You can also create your very own brand store on Amazon. It's like having your very own custom branded website on Amazon where shoppers can find more information about your brand and product lines. And best of all, shoppers won't see any of your competitors on your branded store. You also get access to create virtual bundles, allowing you to bundle multiple ASINs together without you having to pre-package them as bundles before shipping them to Amazon. You can also create subscribe and save deals. This is where shoppers can get a deal on their purchase and automatically get refills sent to them on a regularly scheduled basis, increasing your sales without any extra effort or expense from you. You also get access to so many more benefits than I have time to mention here, but I'll mention one last one here, which is brand analytics. The biggest benefit here is you get access to Amazon search term reports. So unlike the search term reports you get from your PPC ad reports, where you can only find out what people are searching for in your PPC campaigns, with Amazon search term reports, you can now see what shoppers are searching for outside of just your PPC campaigns. Now that's a massive game changer to optimizing your sales strategies and boosting your sales. Now with that said, it should go without saying that if you're serious about building your business on Amazon, you absolutely need to enroll in Brand Registry. So moving on, once you have a verified seller account and you've created a product listing with your approved brand, you can continue on to step 4, registering your trademark. Now, registering your trademark is actually a pretty straightforward process. You can actually apply yourself by going to USPTO.gov and follow the step-by-step instructions that you can see here. Now, of course, when you apply for your trademark, you're going to need a brand that you want to register. You can register either the name of your brand, meaning the text form or actual words that make up your brand, or you can register the mark or logo that represents your brand. Or you can register them both. You can see that it says here, the trademark must be in the form of a text-based mark or word mark, or an image-based mark with words, letters, or numbers, a design mark. What that means is if, for example, your brand is Pepsi or Target, you can register the text form of your brand, which is just the letters or words that make up the brand. Or you can register the logo or image that represents your brand, or both. Now, what I suggest is registering both at the same time, just so that you can have both with brand protection and save time and money by not having to update your trademark later on in the future. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the trademark application process can take 6 to 8 months or longer to get approved since USPTO is so backed up. You can see here that if you apply today, they're currently processing applications that were submitted between August 31st, 2023 and September 14th, 2023. Now, applying for your trademark isn't expensive. As you can see here, it only costs $250 per class. However, as I've shown you earlier, with all of the incentives, discounts, and rebates that you get, you're essentially getting this for free. And who doesn't like free? Now, one thing to note, if you do decide to apply for the trademark on your own and you end up messing up the application, it will delay your application and can result in you having to pay penalty fees. So if you're not comfortable with doing it yourself, Amazon does have a service called IP Accelerator where you can hire a vetted law firm to do it for you. You can also find a lawyer on Fiverr.com or LegalZoom.com, or you can even find someone local to you. Just do a Google search. Now, hiring someone will typically cost around $400 to $800 on top of that registration fee. So explore your options and choose the best option for you. So once you've applied for your trademark, you'll get an application number right away. And once you have your registration number, you can move forward with step number 5, enrolling in Brand Registry. So scroll on to the bottom here and click on Enroll Now, and let's begin. But first, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It lets YouTube know that you're finding value in this video, and I would really appreciate it. So thank you. And my name is Crescent. If you want to learn more about selling on Amazon and connect with me, join my Amazon Facebook group. It's one of the largest with over 30,000 members. You can find a link down in the description below. All right, now the first step you're going to see here is enroll your brand on the left, or if you haven't registered your trademark yet, you can register using the IP Accelerator program, which I went over earlier. So assuming you've done that, or you've registered your trademark yourself already, click on Enroll Your Brand. All right, so now as you can see here, we're on the first step of 3. The first thing you need to do is enter your brand name here. Now, this is the brand name that you trademarked, not the Amazon store name or your business name. It needs to match exactly what you registered on your trademark application. Now, take note that it also says here, this includes the preferred form of capitalization for your brand name. Now, here's where you can upload a brand logo. And this doesn't have to be the mark that you registered on your trademark application, especially if you didn't. But take note, the logo must represent your brand and should fill the entire image or be on a white or transparent background. If you don't have a logo, upload a high-resolution image of your brand name. Do not upload images of your product. Okay, now select the trademark office that you registered with. In most cases, you're going to register through USPTO.gov, so choose United States. Then enter the trademark registration number that you received when you filed the application. Now, upload the design mark or logo that you registered. You can see here that it says the image should be an exact match to the design mark image on the trademark record and should not be used to upload the trademark certificate. Okay, and next, you need to specify if you own the trademark that you're submitting. If you do own the trademark, and in most cases we do, select the first option here. If you don't own the trademark, then choose one of the other 2 options that apply here. Now, upload a copy of the trademark registration certificate, filing receipt, filing notice, filing certificate, or e-filing of the application that you received here. Okay, now choose the category that your product falls under. Make sure you select all of the categories that apply. Now, since you've already created a branded product listing in step 2, enter the ASIN here. You can find the ASIN from the Manage Inventory page under the product name. It starts with a B0. If you have more than one branded product listing, then you can also add them here. Next, and this is optional, if you have a website for your brand, you can enter the URL here. If you don't have one, that's not a problem, so don't go through the trouble of creating one. Having one just helps with verifying that you are the brand owner. Now, if you're selling your product on other websites or marketplaces like eBay or Walmart, you can enter the URLs here. Again, this is also optional. All right, and in this last step here, it's very important that you do this properly. You need to upload at least one photo of your product that clearly shows your brand permanently affixed to it. Your branding needs to be either on the product itself or on the packaging. Now, it can't be photoshopped or be a sticker or label. And you can read the exact requirements by clicking on this link here. Now, if you don't have your product yet, which most beginners don't, then what you can do is ask your supplier if they can make a sample unit with your branding on it. However, this might not be possible since it's most likely cost prohibitive, but it never hurts to ask. Or if you're in the middle of manufacturing, have your manufacturer pull the first unit off the production line and expedite the shipping to you so that you can have the photos taken. Or a third method, and here's a little secret tip, which I've actually done in the past, is if you're having custom packaging done, such as a custom design box, then have the box printed out and take photos of the box following these guidelines. And since you don't have to take photos of what's inside the box, you don't actually have to have the product inside. Got it? Okay, so upload at least one photo, and I suggest actually uploading 2 or 3. And once you've done that, click on Next. All right, now on to step 2. You need to choose whether you're a seller or a vendor. And in most cases, we're all sellers of the brand that we're enrolling, so choose seller. Then select the Amazon seller account that you're enrolling the brand for. And since you own the trademark, choose yes here. Okay, we need to enter our business details here. So in the first field, enter your business name. Make sure it matches exactly how your business name is registered. Then choose the country where your business is registered in. So in my case, I'm going to choose United States. Now choose the state your business is registered in. Then enter the city and zip code. Then choose the type of identifier you want to enter and then enter that number here. You should be able to find these details on your business license. Then click Next. Okay, now in the final step, we need to choose how we're currently manufacturing and distributing our products. In the first field, for most of us, we're doing private label and we're manufacturing our own products with a manufacturer from overseas, like in China. So choose I have my own manufacturing. Now, since we're not actually manufacturing the products ourselves, we're hiring a third party to make them for us, you don't need to upload anything here. Now, upload a copy of your invoice. This is the invoice you would have received from your supplier or manufacturer proving that you bought and paid for your inventory. A pro forma invoice or a receipt will not work here. It must be an actual invoice. You can see that it says, upload a copy of any recent sourcing, manufacturing, supply invoice, one or more, published in the last 6 months, which includes one or more of the brand's product names. So make sure the invoice is within the last 6 months and shows your branded product on it. Okay, and now for most of us, we're selling the products ourselves. We're not wholesaling the products to distributors, so choose no here. And since we chose no, we do not need to fill this field in here. And last, does your brand license trademarks to others who manufacture products associated with your intellectual property? And again, for most of us, we're selling the products ourselves. We're not licensing it to other sellers or manufacturers. For example, Nintendo owns the Mario Brothers brand and trademark, and they license it to other sellers and manufacturers to make Mario Brothers products and merchandise. We're not doing that, so choose no. And once you've done that, click submit and wait. The approval process usually only takes around 4 to 7 days, but it can take longer. So check up on it every few days or weeks if it takes longer. And in some rare instances, you may need to reapply. But once you're approved, don't forget to take advantage of all the new seller incentives. So now that you have a verified seller account and you're enrolled in Brand Registry, how do you know if you have a good product to sell that will actually make you money? Well, it's actually not that difficult, and this video will show you exactly how to do it.